Welcome to my channel, where your adventure into the future starts right now. Step into a vibrant universe filled with groundbreaking technology, breathtaking alien landscapes, and exhilarating sci-fi narratives that challenge your imagination. From daring explorations of distant galaxies to haunting journeys through dystopian societies, we uncover the most captivating stories and innovative ideas that will shape the world of tomorrow. Subscribe today and join us on an incredible intergalactic voyage that promises to inspire and thrill. In the far reaches of the galaxy, beyond the well-charted territories of the galactic core, there existed sectors of space so dangerous that even the bravest of civilizations dared not venture into them. These regions were filled with nebulae dense enough to obscure even the most sophisticated sensors, asteroid fields that could tear apart the hulls of ships in mere moments, and gravitational anomalies that warped space and time itself. These were the territories known as the Void's Edge, the dark sectors, the black zones, regions where the rules of space, time, and safety seemed to vanish into nothingness. Throughout the galaxy, various species had learned to navigate the safer corridors of space along the well-established hyperlanes, through predictable, stable sectors where trade and communication flourished. But as galactic civilization expanded and the need for interstellar travel grew, it became increasingly clear that the voids, the dark and treacherous stretches of space, could not be ignored. The trade routes between powerful empires often ran through the most dangerous sectors of the galaxy, and the distances between them were vast. For hundreds of years, civilizations had tried to establish safe passage through these areas, sending expeditions, deploying probes, and even attempting to map the hazards with the most advanced technology their species could muster. Yet every attempt had ended in failure. Ships were lost without a trace, communication signals vanished into the nothingness, and the dangers of the Void's Edge remained as impenetrable as ever. In this environment, it was a wonder that any species even dared to cross the boundaries of these territories. But with the rise of new colonies, growing empires, and expanding trade networks, the pressure to find safe passage through these uncharted and perilous regions grew more and more urgent. The galaxy needed a way through the dark, a reliable path from one end of the galaxy to the other, a means of ensuring that the lifeblood of commerce, science, and diplomacy could flow freely between the stars. It was a problem that had baffled the galaxy's greatest minds for centuries. But just as the situation seemed hopeless, an unexpected force emerged to offer a solution, a force that none had predicted and few had considered. That force was humanity. At first, the idea that humans could provide a solution to the dangerous sectors of space was laughed off by many of the galaxy's established powers. Humans were still considered a young species, barely a blip on the galactic stage. Their technology was rudimentary compared to that of the ancient species that had existed for millennia. Their ships were crude, their sensors limited, and their understanding of deep space navigation was far from complete. Yet humanity, with its characteristic tenacity, refused to accept that these dangers were insurmountable. In fact, they had something that none of the older, more established species possessed, a deep-rooted sense of perseverance and a desire to push the boundaries of what was possible. Humanity's entry into galactic affairs had been relatively recent, and their rise had been meteoric. Their quick adaptation to new technologies and their relentless pursuit of knowledge had earned them the respect of many, though they were still often seen as a curiosity by older civilizations. However, when the problem of safe passage through the Void's Edge became an increasingly dire concern, it was humanity that began to gain traction as the unlikely solution. The catalyst came when a human scientist and engineer named Olivia Carter, a young woman who had spent much of her career working on spacecraft navigation systems, stumbled upon an insight that would change the course of interstellar history. Olivia was not a physicist, not a diplomat, and certainly not a military strategist. She was a problem solver, a tinkerer, an innovator. She had spent years working on deep space navigation, analyzing data from lost expeditions, and studying the subtle patterns of the galaxy's most dangerous regions. One night, while reviewing data from a newly discovered asteroid field on the edge of the black zone, she noticed something curious. The movements of the asteroids appeared to follow a hidden rhythm, a pattern that no one had previously noticed. Her instinct told her that there was more to the dangerous zones of space than met the eye. Rather than being chaotic and unpredictable, these regions followed an order, a set of rules that, once understood, could be used to navigate through them safely. Over the following months, Olivia and her team of scientists, engineers, and mathematicians worked tirelessly to develop a new kind of navigational technology, one that would allow ships to safely traverse the most perilous regions of space. They called it the quantum pathway system, a new method of calculating and predicting the spatial anomalies, asteroid trajectories, and gravitational distortions that had previously made deep space travel so hazardous. Using advanced algorithms and quantum computing, the system could map out safe routes through the void's edge, allowing ships to avoid deadly obstacles and navigate through previously uncharted areas of space with remarkable precision. Once the quantum pathway system was successfully tested on a small scale, humanity began to offer it to the galaxy at large. The idea was met with skepticism at first. How could a relatively young species like humanity, whose ships and technology were still in their infancy compared to the ancient species of the galaxy, offer such a daring solution? Yet as more and more ships ventured into the dangerous territories using humanity's new technology, the results were undeniable. Ships began to pass through regions that had once been considered impossible to navigate. The asteroids that had once shattered entire fleets were now easily avoided, and the strange, erratic gravitational forces that had once caused ships to disappear into black holes could now be predicted and counteracted. Soon, humanity became the go-to species for any race attempting to navigate the void's edge. Planetary leaders, traders, and scientists all sought out human experts to help them chart their courses through the treacherous regions of space. Humans, with their daring and resourceful nature, were quickly recognized as the key to unlocking the mysteries of these deadly zones. The demand for safe passage through these territories became so great that human engineers, pilots, and navigators began to form specialized guilds and companies that offered their services to the rest of the galaxy. These companies, run by humans, would guide fleets, merchants, and explorers through the perilous space lanes, often for a hefty fee. The human navigators, brave souls who had mastered the intricacies of the quantum pathway system, became legendary for their ability to take on the impossible and bring ships safely to their destinations. One such company was the Astronavigators Guild, a collective of the best and brightest human navigators. The guild quickly gained a reputation for its unparalleled ability to traverse the void's edge. Their flagship ship, the Endeavor, was outfitted with the most advanced quantum computers and equipped with a crew of human experts who had spent years perfecting the art of navigating through the galaxy's most dangerous sectors. The Endeavor became a symbol of hope for countless civilizations, its arrival often marking the beginning of a safe passage through otherwise impassable space. The success of the human-led navigation efforts did not go unnoticed by the galaxy's more established powers. Some, especially those from the older, more conservative civilizations, were wary of the sudden prominence of humanity in interstellar affairs. They were accustomed to having the knowledge and control over the galaxy's space lanes, and they did not take kindly to having a young, primitive species challenge their dominance. Yet, despite the political maneuvering and resentment from certain factions, the practical results could not be denied. Humanity had accomplished something extraordinary, something that many thought was impossible, and the galaxy began to take notice. As the years went on, the benefits of humanity's safe passage system became clear. Not only were dangerous sectors now accessible to trade and exploration, but entire systems that had once been isolated from the rest of the galaxy now flourished. Planets on the outer rim, once cut off from the galactic economy, now had access to the trade routes that connected the core systems. Technology, culture, and knowledge flowed freely between civilizations that had once been separated by the vast, inhospitable reaches of space. Entire industries had been revitalized, and the once dead sectors of the galaxy now buzzed with life. Yet, there was still one problem. The regions known as the Black Zones, areas so hazardous that they were considered beyond even humanity's reach, still remained largely unexplored. Even with the advancements in quantum navigation and the success of the quantum pathway system, some areas of space were simply too unpredictable, too dangerous. But humanity, ever determined, did not give up. Small, daring expeditions were launched, sending teams of human explorers into the deepest, darkest corners of the galaxy. These brave pioneers, guided by the principles of sacrifice and determination that were so deeply ingrained in human culture, ventured where others dared not go. Some did not return, their ships swallowed by the depths of space, but others returned with valuable data and new techniques for navigating through the unknown. Each loss was a sacrifice made for the betterment of all, a reminder that the frontier of exploration was never without risk. In time, humanity's ability to provide safe passage through dangerous territories became a cornerstone of galactic society. It wasn't just about technology, it was about the human spirit. The willingness to face danger head-on, to push the boundaries of what was possible, and to sacrifice for the greater good was something that transcended technology and even species. The galaxy had come to depend on humanity not just for their technology, but for their unwavering belief in the possibility of overcoming even the greatest obstacles. And so, humanity's place in the galaxy was solidified. No longer seen as a mere curiosity or a fledgling species, humans had earned their place as the galaxy's navigators, guiding the way through the most dangerous and uncertain stretches of space. They had shown the galaxy what it meant to be fearless, resourceful, and above all, willing to sacrifice for the betterment of all. Through their determination and ingenuity, they had made the stars just a little bit safer and, in doing so, they had earned the everlasting gratitude of the civilizations they had saved.